last year I was interviewing Kareena. And in a completely different context, that's the time when sections of social media were being really cruel about Taimur and why he was named Taimur. And she told me that she was really scarred. She found the whole sort of that kind of negative attention on a little child to be, she used the word ghastly.
And she said, 1 day old child.
Yeah. And she said that there was even someone in the industry, she didn't name the person, who came to meet her. The child had been, just 8 hours born, 8 hours old. And that person said to her, why did you name him this? What's wrong with you? And when I think of that, and then I think of, how despite the hope, despite the optimism, the world can be a cruel place. And when you're in the public gaze, the world can be a very intrusive, invasive place.
When you say the world, we don't really
mean the world.
See the whole world, right? We see some people. And, can you really please everybody?
Of course not.
So why even try? Because if you go according to other people's
expectations or opinions,
then your own focus, your own desires get lost, and you can't really win. So you lose anyway. So why do you want to even go that way? You might as well please yourself.
But as a grandmother, when you saw what was happening with Taimur, and I'm sure you were angry. You don't seem like someone who gets angry or shows your anger easily.
I don't think anger is the emotion here. You just again observe what's going on and you take note of it and you say, actually, I don't read. I'm not on social media. But I read one post which said it would have been better if Kareena had Zika. Is that the disease that was prevalent?
That virus.
The virus, yes. It would have been better if Kareena had Zika and Taimur was never born, I said, how can somebody actually think like that? How is it possible for somebody to even wish a 1-year-old or 1-day-old baby so much harm? I mean, where does it come from? So I don't feel afraid myself. But I just wonder, what is this world and who are these people? Or are they just repeating what is being said? Are they real?
Are they bots? Are they real?
And what kind of repercussion it will have on their lives, Because, again, going off the point, there has been many riots in India after a certain very big occasion like that. One of my psychiatrist friend, went to that place where people were killed and there was still that line. And he saw 3 boys kind of loitering and looking at him and, whatever. So he went up to them and he said, what happened here? So they said, well, what happened here? Somebody got killed, blah, blah. So he gave them his card and said, well, if you ever need me, call me. But they were being very mocking and very derisive of the whole thing. After 3 months, he got a call and one of the boys wanted to meet him. And he came. He says, I feel every time I open the tap, the water is frozen, and I feel something is entering my skin and something is there and I'm getting rashes. Although he was quite normal. And it was all very real for him. And he was feeling, so he had come to him for advice. So when you do something terrible and your wife is washing, bloody clothes, and she becomes mute because she cannot speak for months, So the effect of all this on the family and on yourself, I don't think human beings are
meant
naturally. It's like when there's a flower or a plant, you keep it in this dark room, it'll go towards that light. Yeah. That's your natural instinct to go towards that light because it wants to live and live normally. But if you are constantly thinking of negative things and if you're full of hate and you want to harm other people, I don't think killing is easy.
Yeah. So basically what you're saying is that people who carry hate, eventually it comes back to devour them.
Probably does. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying that it, even in my little negative thoughts, is not good for me.